Hello students, and welcome to Crash Course. This is Jeremy here, and today we are going to be talking about the Great Depression, which really isn't all that great unless you were like a hobo or enjoyed selling pencils or something like that. Anyways, welcome to Crash Course, brought to you by Jeremy, me, and Sammy Clark. Crash Course, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo, Crash Course, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo, Crash Course, yeah! Crash Course. So, anyways, many people say that the Great Depression started when the stock market crashed in October of 1929, which A, that's not true, and B, that mistakes correlation with cause. The Great Depression, however, started after the stock market, not because of it. Much like we learned last chapter, economic conditions before the Great Depression weren't all that great. Yes, there were the Roaring Twenties, which produced a lot of consumer products, which is great for American industry nonetheless, but much of it was fueled by credit and installment buying, which was totally unsustainable. Credit is good until there is economic uncertainty, in which case, explosion, kaboom, not all that great. Meanwhile, the agricultural section suffered during the 20s. Farm prices dropped because of two main reasons. One, because farms expanded massively to provide food for the people at war. And two, more importantly, it led to expansion. The expansion led to mechanization. And mechanization was super expensive. So farmers went into debt to purchase these mechanizations, such as tractors. And along with that debt was overproduction. And when you have overproduction, you have to lower the prices. And when you lower the prices, more often than not, farms are foreclosed upon. Farming was not the only sign of economic failures then. There was also car manufacturing, which slowed a lot. But anyways, the truth is that the stock market crash and the Great Depression are not the same thing. What really started the Great Depression was just massive unemployment with accompanied hardship. And that didn't even start until like the 1930s. In fact, the end of 1929 wasn't even all that bad, unless you were like a farmer or a stockbroker, like I said previously. So what actually did start the Great Depression? Well, this is a big question that even economists struggle with themselves. So they learn it, and so it doesn't, happen again in the future. Which, oh yeah, didn't it happen again? Oh yeah, 2008. Well, good luck, economists, aka Mr. Hazlitt. So, although banks and big corporations were buying a lot of stocks, the money that they used to buy the stocks was borrowed. So, still, that wasn't even nearly enough to cause the economy to sink. So, what really did start the Great Depression? Well, for that, we go to our thought bubble. What? Thought bubble? Bam! It was probably due to America's weak banking system. The banks in America were small individual institutions that had to rely on their own resources. So when the people panicked and started to pull their money out from the bank started to go under, as if it didn't have enough money on reserves. So in the 1930s, a massive bank failure began to spread throughout the country. Banks, in a struggle to give the people their money, called for loans and sold assets. Ultimately, this froze credits and was the ultimate cause of what really destroyed the economy. This freeze in credit meant money was no longer in circulation, so this led to deflation, which was way worse than inflation, as anybody who has slept on an air mattress would know. So when the prices dropped, companies saved money mainly by laying off workers. And the workers cannot buy anything, so inventory ultimately built up, and prices dropped even further. Banks were not lending money, so employers could not borrow it to make payroll to pay the workers, so more and more businesses went bankrupt, leaving more and more workers unable to purchase the goods and services that would leave the goods and services open. So really, if we could blame anybody for the Great Depression, it would ultimately be the banks. To many, the Great Depression was a defining feature in their lives. This was another episode of Crash Course. Thanks for watching.